Bro, you gotta check out this lit vid. Here, check it out.
This is taking forever. Time to stop pissing around and get this big guy back into action.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. It is mickluke here, filling in for lukemick today because he's catching up on some very much needed beauty sleep. So while he's out for the next few hours, I thought I would take the opportunity here to steal the workload from him a little bit and talk about the August Vinegar Syndrome mail that was dropped off at our doorstep thanks to FedEx. And of course we have a few more items that are not just Vinegar Syndrome. We have some good partner label stuff in here. So yeah, we're gonna have a good chunk of content to get through here. And I just have to say I'm so happy to finally be back in front of the camera. That boiler room is hot and sticky and it's just not a very welcoming place. And I'm glad to finally be out with all of you again. And I do just have to comment, Luke, Mick, and I, our tastes parallel in everything, and we're mostly just going to be talking about film in this video. But what he likes, I likes. What I dislike, he also dislikes. You know, that's just the way our relationship rolls. But something that is different between the two of us is that Luke Mick is a fucking pig. He's a dirty bastard who leaves shit everywhere, and he makes a mess everywhere he goes. And I just have to say, if I weren't locked in the boiler room, what you're seeing behind us would not be such a disaster, because I would be out here keeping this place pristine. He's a dirty asshole, and that's all I have to say about Luke Mick. That's the only way we're different, is that he's a dirty motherfucker, and I'm not. And, well, we both like coffee, and this is actually... They actually have a Starbucks in the boiler room, believe it or not. Anyway, let's get started with this Vinegar Syndrome mail or haul, whatever you want to call it. So, first one here in no particular order is Terminal Island. This is one of the August releases from Vinegar Syndrome. It comes with the subscriber package or the August package if you purchased that. It's the only 4K of the month as far as Vinegar Syndrome's main line goes, and I actually watched this film last night, and I really loved it. It is a mid-70s exploitation film that also takes place in the 70s, and essentially the characters of this film are convicted of first-degree murder, and instead of keeping them in the prison system with all of the other inmates who have, you know, have much lesser crimes under their belt, they decide, you know what, let's put all the first-degree murderers on their own island and just let them run loose.
Because we don't want taxpayer dollars supporting them anymore.
So basically, two factions have established themselves on this island, and the film starts out following a woman who is just entering the island, and she is exploring and learning about the island and learning about the hierarchy. And it's an exploitation movie that's filled with a lot of entertaining characters. A lot of former Star Trek one episode actors are in this movie, like Captain Pike. And yeah, it was just a really fun time. It had a lot of great camaraderie between the characters. It looked gorgeous on 4K. It was an immaculate picture. The water and the colors, especially the blues and the brush, the greens, looked fantastic. I was shocked as to how beautiful this film looked. And I liked the slipcover a lot too. I didn't get to watch any of the special features because the 4K disc only had the film on it. But yes, it was a very pleasant surprise. And it's an exploitation film that actually had a somewhat optimistic outlook by the end, which I thought was really refreshing. It was a very special film, if you ask me, as far as 70s exploitation goes. It stands out among an enormous pool of those types of films from the era, and I really liked it. I'd highly recommend Terminal Island. I thought it was a blast, and yeah, really great release from Vinegar Syndrome, if you ask me. Next one here, also in no particular order, is Sound and Fury. This is an Altered Innocence release, and this is a 1988 French coming-of-age film, and I love this image here of this girl in this dark doorway with this light on her and her like white gown. I don't know exactly what that's supposed to symbolize because I haven't seen this film, but this just seems like a really interesting release to me. I really don't know too much about it. I really just liked, from the images on Vinegar Syndrome's website, the stills that I saw, the cinematography and the framing, and I was like, okay, is this a film from like the 21st century, or is this a film that is actually from 30 years ago? And it's actually a film from the late 80s, which I think is a little bit better. I don't know, sometimes, I'm not even going to get into that anymore. Just forget what I was about to say, forget it. Next one here is the VSA release for the month of August. It is Whatever It Takes, and, the VSA releases, you have to get them because they're so limited, and they usually focus on more action films generally, and I always find myself really enjoying the exploitation and action stuff that Vinegar Syndrome has to offer. I really don't have too much to say about this. Oh, here's the poster coming out here. Looks like it wasn't packaged with the Blu-ray, but that's a-okay. Of course, you get this bottom-loading VHS-style slip box, as always, with the VSA. And which number is this? Number 2001. That's cool. That's like a decade I've been alive. That's awesome. I like that number a lot. And this stars Fred Williamson, Don the Dragon Wilson, and Andrew Dice Clay. And I have to say, I'm really excited for Fred Williamson. I've only really, in my memory banks, seen him in From Dusk Till Dawn, and he's very memorable in that film. And something about these guys here, the way they're looking into the camera, looking badass, two of them got cigarettes in their mouth, something tells me that they're gonna do whatever it takes. You know what I mean? Like, it looks like they're dependable guys. So that's Whatever It Takes, brand new VSA. Looks like an interesting flick. Shiva Baby, or is it Shiva Baby? Was this on HBO Max? I think this is streaming on HBO. I don't have the platform, but I think that's where it's from. Cool slipcover here, girl holding a donut. I've heard really wonderful things about this film. I hear it really digs into social anxieties and awkward situations and just complete discomfort, and I love it when a film can transport me into someone else's body and really feel the raw and awkward and just uncomfortable emotions that they feel. And I also know that Cy Abelman, that motherfucker, is featured in this film, and that there is enough reason to watch a film. But that is, I think it's Shiva Baby. I haven't heard the name pronounced, so I don't know for sure, but I'm very, very interested in this one, and this is brought to us by Utopia partner label, not straight up Vinegar Syndrome. Next up here is another 4K actually, and this is a newer partner label, Subculture. It is Deadlock, and this is a Western film from the 60s or 70s, I would assume. I guess I'm not too sure, but this is a 4K limited edition. It's said to it's not going to be reprinted without the slipcover, so supposedly, according to them right now, the only time to get this is now, and once they go out of stock, it's out of stock for good. But I was so taken aback by the gorgeous images on Vinegar Syndrome's website for this 4K release. The colors and the clarity looked absolutely amazing, and I've personally really been interested in 70s and 60s, 80s westerns right now, especially Italian-directed spaghetti westerns, and this is actually a German western film. Oh, and music by The Can? Do they just mean Can? It sounds like Can does the music for this, which is fantastic. I love Can, so that's actually really cool. I didn't know that.
Wow.
Lukemick's really going to be excited about this one, too. He also likes Can, of course, because we like the same things. Deadlock, really, really interested in this one. It looks like it's going to be a total fucking blast. Next up here is who released this one? Fun City Editions, Rancho Deluxe. I know Harry Dean Stanton and Jeff Bridges are in this film, and Sam Waterston from the original Law & Order series. Is he still alive? He must be. He was also, he played Tobey Maguire in The Great Gatsby, in the 70s Great Gatsby, the really boring one. Not that any of them are that good, but anyway, this film is from the director of the Swimmer, starring Burt Lancaster. That director's name is Frank Perry, and the music is done by Jimmy Buffett. That's really interesting. I'm learning so much about this film just by looking at the details on the back here. I don't know what it's about. I can't say that the images I saw made it look incredibly interesting, but the cast and the director and I guess the Jimmy Buffett music, I guess, is enough to sell me on it. Not that I'm a huge Jimmy Buffett fan, but that's an interesting little tidbit. And yeah, that is Rancho Deluxe. Looks like pretty cool stuff. All right, and the last three here are back to the actual Vinegar Syndrome monthly August releases. This one in particular I am superbly excited for. It is Auntie Lee's Meat Pies, and there's a nice booty with a rolling pin, a bloody rolling pin there. This is a great slipcover. What can I say? I really like the font on the side here with that little sideways square. If you can focus and see that, looks like a great film. This is actually an early 90s film that has some recognizable actors in it for sure. The guy from The Hills Have Eyes, the very recognizable character from that film, Michael Berryman is his name. Pat Morita from The Karate Kid is also in this film, and I guess he plays the town sheriff. And who is this? Who is this? I gotta make sure I know who this is. This isn't Linnea Quigley, is it? I don't think it is. Oh God, it's Karen Black. My goodness, it stars Karen Black. That is, I don't know why I didn't is that even Karen Black? I can't even fucking tell. Anyway, very intrigued by this. It sounds like just a total weirdo. Can't wait for it. And this one I'm also really, honestly, all of August I'm really interested in. It was a very intriguing month if you ask me, and if you would ask Lukemick, he'd say the same. Tough Guys Don't Dance by Norman Mailer. And right off the bat, I was like, is that Isabella Rossellini? And it is. It is her, of Blue Velvet, of course, and other David Lynch collaborations. A Strange Tattoo, A Jilted Lover, and Murder. Let me read the back, because I didn't know this aspect of the film until I actually pulled it out of the box and read this, but Tim found blood in his car, a woman's head in the drug stash, and the chief of police with the love of his life. And that's only the beginning. Was it the ex-wife? The bisexual prep school pal? I've never heard that question as a phrase. That's kind of weird. Or Tim himself? And it just has a really interesting slipcover design. Lots of pink. It almost looks like it's like a book being published. It seems like this is a book, not a Blu-ray slipcover and Blu-ray case. And I just really loved what they did with the spine as well. You got the pink carrying over, but there's also like a nice wood look on the other side. I think that this month, I haven't said it about all of them, but the slipcover designs for this month I think were A1, top-notch. They smacked it out of the park. Full-on grand slam from Vinegar Syndrome this month. Beautiful designs. And yeah, this sounds weird. What year did this come out? I'm curious. 1987. Okay, so just a couple years after Blue Velvet. Yeah, something about this just feels like Blood Simple to me, the early Coen Brothers film. Maybe it's nothing like that, but being of the same era, being a sort of murder mystery, it seems like sort of a confined small town story from what I've read about it. It sounds interesting. So yes, Tough Guys Don't Dance. Really intriguing and interesting release this month. It doesn't seem to fall into the horror and exploitation category. It seems more like a sort of crime drama, which is interesting. Maybe it's not, though. That's what it looks like, though. And the last one is Girl School Screamers, and this cover slaps real hard, and the back, of course, is also, very funny. You got a girl screaming her head off, getting a pitchfork fork in her belly. What else can you say about this film? I think this one is actually a Troma release, so yep, it's a Vinegar Syndrome and Troma partner conjunction release, and it looks crazy. This seems to be like the most, 80s horror slasher type release of the month, which is great. 1984. This is, what Vinegar Syndrome specializes in, these types of films. Will it be as good as some of the other ones? It's hard to say, because honestly a lot of this stuff I already showed you is super intriguing and sounds legitimately really good, some of it. I'm still very excited for this. It just seems like the most expected release of the month. Some of this other stuff was very surprising. this is something that I would expect Vinegar Syndrome to put out. And what a great slipcover. But that is Girl School Streamers. Screamers, not streamers. I'm a streamer, damn it. Just kidding, I don't stream. Except I do stream on Twitch, but only for my girlfriend to watch. I will never tell you my Twitch name. Okay, that's everything. This is the Vinegar Syndrome haul, August haul for me this month. Some of the stuff I think was June and July releases. Like I think, I think Shiva Baby came out in June in the partner labels only month, and Rancho Deluxe might have as well. But this is just what I got in the box, the things I decided to finally pull the trigger on. And yeah, that is pretty much everything. So I want to thank you all for watching me, mickluke. I want to thank lukemick for maybe unknowingly allowing me to step in and take care of this this time around. I suppose I only have a few months left of the boiler room. I should probably go back there just to appease lukemick. He's never really going to know I did this anyway. I don't think anything will be added to my sentence, and yeah, that's all. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this. I loved being here. It was great being back. You know, let me know down below, and lukemick, let us both know if you've watched these, what you think of them. Are there any other, you know, Vinegar Syndrome or partner label releases that you bought, that you're interested in, that you liked? Just whatever. Just leave a comment down below, and that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I hope to see you again soon. I really do, and I will talk to you later.